I'm Nick DiMatteo, and welcome to Music is Not a Genre, the interview edition. With me is Leslie Goshko. She is a comedian, music writer, and host. She does a weekly live piano karaoke accompaniment at Sid Gold's Request Room. She is the host and creator of Sideshow Goshko Storytelling Series, and a whole lot else we'll talk about later. Leslie, how you doing?
I'm good. You nailed that.
Oh, thanks.
You got
one take.
Yeah, that was awesome. You got my last name right. You got everything. You got that was pro. That was
thanks. Thanks. You know, I hate editing, so I just like to get it all done at once, you know.
Good.
So you seem good. You're good today?
Yeah, I'm here.
Good.
I'm sober before 3 p.m. So that's good.
That counts for a lot these days.
You know, on a Friday it does.
Yeah, I'm really feeling the Friday this week. So tell everybody your story, whatever that means to you.
Oh God. Well, one drunk night when my mom and dad were together.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm from Chicago. I was born in the city, and then I grew up in the suburbs. And I started piano when I was 5. And I was a classical pianist. That's what I started learning. I mean, not right away, but that's what I went into. So there was a really good, of course, music scene in Chicago. And so there were a lot of like classical piano competitions for youth. So I was doing like this competition circuit outside of Chicago for many, many years, like up until I was like in junior high, I think. And then when I got to high school, I just kind of stopped playing. I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. Like we're good. And then I got really into academics. I finished high school and I was kind of like, oh shit. I didn't really think about going to college because my parents, they just were like, neither of them went to college. My dad was I have older parents. So he was just kind of that ilk where it's like, oh, you work a corporate job for 40 years, you retire, that's what you do. And my mom was like pretty much a stay-at-home mom. And so they never like pushed anything. But I was like, oh, maybe I should go to college. I'm broke. I need money. So I was like, oh, I'll spend the summer trying to like kind of relearn piano and try and get a classical piano scholarship. So that summer, I found a piano teacher, and that's all I did. Every single day for hours, trying to get, and you have to do a certain repertoire when you go in for a music program. You know, it's like, you need this Baroque piece, you need this, whatever, you know, romantic, all this stuff. So I had to come up with this full repertoire that I didn't have in the span of like a few months and get it recorded and get it like sent out. So I did that and I got a scholarship, which I don't know how that happened. So then I went into school on a classical piano scholarship. I was a music major for my first year. And, but I knew I didn't want to like graduate with a degree like that. Cause I didn't want to be, I didn't know what I wanted to do with that. And also I suck at theory, and theory is hard. So then I became the lucrative drama major and graduated with that degrry. And then I just set out into the world. I don't know. Do you want?
Yeah. And then what did you now? So now that's great, because I'm always fascinated by people's kind of formative years, because they don't always line up with what they're doing now. You know, I've talked to people who do like musical theater who started in rock or vice versa. And, you know.
Yeah. And so I did that class. I had that classical background, excuse me, when I went into my theater degree, I wanted to do musical theater. Like that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I want to do the singing, dancing, all that jazz. So all that jazz, no ton of
reference.
Hey, look out. So I did a theater tour. It wasn't musical. It was just a theater tour. And then I came back, and my then boyfriend, now husband, lived in Oklahoma. moved to Oklahoma, and I was doing like tons of community theater and musicals and, stuff like that. And then I got a job becoming a high school drama and choir teacher.
Ooh.
So, and I taught musical theater. So it was all three. It was like all this artsy stuff. Um, Totally not qualified to do that job. I mean, like I knew the stuff, but like I didn't have a teaching certificate. The learning curve was like this. I was only like 7 years older than some of the kids I was teaching. Like it was super weird, but all of that like background with, you know, theory and going in with a music major and all of that stuff. Like I knew how to read and direct choral music. I knew how to
Mm.
be the accompanist for it. I knew how to do all this stuff. And then when that was going on, long story short, the Broadway musical Hairspray had an online dance contest. I submitted, I won, and I got flown to New York to perform on Broadway with the cast of Hairspray, which was cool.
Whoa.
I picked up the number really fast and they're like, oh, well, let's throw her in another number. And then I picked up that one really fast. They're like, oh, let's throw her in another number. And so I got to do 3 times the amount of stuff I was supposed to do, just because we moved through it really fast, which was
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. So I got to do that. And then, like it's everything I had dreamed about, like like I peaked early. Peaked real
Uh-huh.
early with my one night Broadway performance. So after that, it's like, oh wow, it's easy to be on Broadway. Like I've already done it. Let's